My blissful gorgeous self, the purpose, the aim, the goal of working hard efficiently, doing your duties and responsibilities and services is betterment of financial situation and Shuddha Buddhi. The success of financial betterment is to make your life comfortable so that you can perform your duties and responsibilities properly. The success of duty performance is in development of a quest for truth, constant search for the ultimate reality of life and existence. Yes, that is the purpose of life. Long time successful, honest, and hardest performance of duties and responsibilities rewards you with a perspective, with an insight, with a level of consciousness that you are able to grasp how H2O becomes water and how water becomes ice. That means how formless, attributeless, absolute reality becomes a fulgent light God. And how that God, dazzling as a fulgent light, assumes the form of beautiful Prince of Ayodhya, Olympian Prince of Ayodhya is Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra, my dear friends. So, development of love to like or preference of Sri Ram related topics, Sri Ram related literature, Sri Ram related places, and Sri Ram related persons and Sadhu Mahatma and Sadhvis is the success of all works, all accomplishments in this world. So as soon as you evolve Ahatuki Priti, that means unconditional devotion for Bhagavan Sri Ram, you become free and independent from all religious do's and don'ts and restrictions, my dear friends. And enlightenment, the highest stage of integration, is just one leap away. So, we are entering in Bhagavan Sri Ram's transcendental pastimes to Ramayana's Sri Ram Charan Chumbini commentary. In last discourses, we have narrated how Sri Sita Ram and Lakshman walked away from Ayodhya to Prayagraj, then walked to Chitrakoot, visited Maharshi Valmiki, and my dear friends, and now we proceed further. Now we proceed further. Srimad Ramayana Katha, which introduces the basic codes of human conduct and the first law book of Maryada Purushottam Caliber, uplifting the conscious level of superhuman standards. We are presenting before the modern world Ramayana Katha, which introduces 10 symptoms DNA based lifestyle, which includes धृतिक्षमादमोस्तेयं शौचम् इन्द्रियनिग्रह श्रीर्विद्या सत्यमक्रोधं दशकं धर्मलक्षणम्. The first symptom is full control over organs of actions and perceptions along with the mind. And second symptom is highly educated in Vedas and Shastras and Upanishads and Puranas and Smriti literatures. And the third is living inner voice awakening way of life. Inner voice awakener way of life. And fourth is snow white, neat and clean honesty in life. And fifth is ability to introspect and expert in martial arts and supersonic weapons. So, Ramayana Katha, which introduces first religio-socio-legal treaties, norms of behavior norms of behavior to integrate and enhance life into dharma, sakam, moksha, including systematic goal setting. So Ramayana Katha, which integrates human society and life by DNA-based classification of intellectual, warrior, merchants, and technologists, as well as introducing all to eat only intuition, discretion, manufacturing food and fruits and drinks. Mm, mm, and where you are uh, free from free from asra dosh, jati dosh, and nimitta dosh. Your food is free from these doshas. So when Ctesias, the Greek doctor, about 100 BC, and Megasthenes about 200 BC, and Chinese Buddhist pilgrim Wen Song and Fahyans are praising Bharatiya Hindu civilization and culture and religion tirelessly. It is all Ramayanic brilliance, product, mm, um, administration and justice system and law and orders, my dear friends. When Ibn Battuta and Al-Baruni and Idris and in 1300s, Marco Polo is praising Vedic India when Abul Fazl, a senator of Muslim King Akbar, is praising Hindus in Aine Akbari in 1600 AD. And when Max Muller in Cambridge University in 1882 is praising India's Vedic age of Hinduism, and when Warren Hastings in late 18th century and Bishop Heber in early 19th century, and when John Malcolm and Thomas Munro are praising in early 1900s, and Colonel Sleeman and Romarola are praising in mid 1900s. Have they have they have praised India's Vedic culture tirelessly. No, for sure, this was an acceptance and respect for Ramayanic culture in the name of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. And this is also true what today Christian missionaries and Muslim religious converters and leftists are disdaining and criticizing and blaspheming is that of secularist, separatistic, and anti-Vedic culture started by evil-minded country hijackers all the way from Gandhi Nehru to cow killer Rahul Sonia gangs. As long as Ramayanic culture survived and and prospered, so long India was golden bird. As soon as it was misinterpreted, mispresented, interpolated, the nation was partly enslaved. Now even it is free and independent since 1947, but due to anti-Ramayanic secular democratic governing system, even if we elect a good person to be PM, he or she turns to be very deceptive person, my dear friend. There was time just in 1700 AD up to 1800s when India was expanded in 8300,000 kilometers all the way from Gandhar, now known as Afghanistan, to Indonesia and Pakistan and Kashmir and Tibet and Bangladesh and Sri Lanka and Nepal, and Bhutan and Burma were all parts of India, my dear friends. All parts of India. Now, ever since secularism and democracy crept in, dacoits have grabbed high posts in the government, and gangs and communities and cults and work board and church of imperialists and colonialists and Mazhabis assuming the form of religion are stealing away the lands with the different tricks and government and prime ministers and CJ and of the Supreme Court and presidents and chief ministers are foolish enough to remain oblivious of dangerous loots that is going on and on and on and on. Therefore, Ramayanic wisdom and Ramayanic valor, Ramayanic mm, mm, perspective, Ramayanic psychology is an urgent need of our time. Not only India, but all countries, all islands, all nations and civilization must awake into Ramayanic wisdom. Therefore, I am presenting Ramayana Bhagavad Multiversity to share the wisdom of Ramayana and Bhagavad all over the world. Please join us. A brave a brave and gentle German lady says she was raised in Christian family, educated, and became a seeker of truth. Her questions about meaning of life got satisfying answers in India. So she wrote about Hinduism positively, frankly, and boldly. So secular Hindu officials and the press people and the media of India came to her and said it is considered anti-modern and anti-progressive to speak well about Hinduism. It is being scientific and practical and modern to criticize Hinduism here. Wow, she said. Wow, did you see what a damage brainwashing in Macaulay and Madrasa brand education can do to people, to political sphere, to the judiciary, to the medical and education and social elites are still living in the same self-defeating psychology and consequently not um, not only the nation is but where world is dwindling with vinashakali viparita buddhi syndrome. That means when um, destruction time comes, brain acts topsy-turvy. Our civilizational, cultural identity and heritage is dictated to us in childhood by perverted secular political mindset. Um, and teachers and professors of colleges and universities, if it is Saint Xavier and convent and missionary schools and Muslims and leftist student institutes as AMU and Aligarh Muslim University and Jawaharlal Nehru University and Deoband Madarsa, the situation is worst. Only traitors and backstabbers are being produced all over the country. Even in regular government and private schools are too dangerous to send your innocent children, my dear friends. Equal to those who chops off their own legs to adjust with social norms. They become hostile to their own roots, plus vote bank, electoral democracy, and left liberal media pollutions, filling atmosphere with poisons and misconceptions. That's extra. Christian left Islamic ganging up is to establish colonialism by converting and destroying the wisdom of ancient civilizations. In that process, they have already destroyed Greeks and Romans and Druids and Egyptians and Inca civilizations. All are gone, never to come back. Now they are after Hinduism. Once they are done, humanity will finish and devilism will rule in the mask of revolution and new order for betterment, my dear friends. When you refrain talking good about Hinduism or face shame or guilt, mm, discrediting mm, uh, the Hindu connections instead of pride and enthusiasm, you may be classist and elitist and liberal, but by being liberal means you have no faith. By ridiculing Hinduism, you go so robotized with regressive right wing that all yoga and philosophy become religious regression, and and then you are doomed so far that no help of any kind may ever reach you. English educated Hindus raised anywhere outside Gurukula's atmosphere becomes a new creed, a new clan, a new species, new persona who cannot be trusted by family, society, politics, and religion. He will remain stark, faithless, constant dwindler, unstable, always fastidiously dishonest to his or her own self, one who can mock and insult his own religion to gain applause and acceptance. So, none of Indians in Michalite schools were ever taught anything great and good about Hinduism in India. Before you become literate and educated in Ramayanic wisdom, be in love with Hindu Dharma. So today on, become a Hindu by stopping dividing Nirgun Nirakar and Sagun Sakar. Stop dividing non-believer seeker and believers, and idolatry and non-idolatry, true God or false God. Stop dividing such stupid things. If you missed or delayed, you will be systematically pushed into self-loathing inferiority complex. So Hindu tolerance and acceptance of all Vedic paths to realize the cause of downfall and exploitation by believers and imperialistic faiths, my dear friends. Left Islamic combination working on imperialism makes students to believe Hinduism is mere bundle of superstitions and social stigmas. They go on living in psychological hell of Karl Marx. That religion is an intoxication, my dear friend. So, dropping all nonsense, let us enter in Srimad Ramayanam, my dear friend. Eha सोई जानाई जही देहु जनाई जानत तुम ही होई जाई तुमहि कृपा तुम्हारी कृपा तुमहि रघुनंदन जानहि भगत भगत उर चंदन चिदानंदमय देह तुम्हारी विगत विकार जान अधिकारी राम देखे सुनि चरित तुम्हारे जग मोहि बुध होई सुखारे जहाँ न हो तुम देव गए तुम ही दिखाओ ठाव. My blissful gorgeous self, Sri Ram, Sita and Lakshman have walked all